a part of the system that is the responsibility of the government should be costing them.
Yes.
And it is maybe a sort of tax and definitely a transfer of wealth that is a problem for them, because if they're going to stay, they have to transfer money to somebody else to do their main piece of work. So the point of saying that is to recognize that that is happening, but to say that as a country, our interest is in having people, that capital investment, being able to go about their business in an efficient way.
The fact is,
big roadworks are being announced, and we know that election and roadworks go hand in hand, but we also have to be serious about sustainability and accountability in especially how our roadworks are done. And so that is why we at CVM TV have brought you the information so that you can continue to monitor what's happening in your country. And we will continue this evening at 8 o'clock to discuss with George Davis on Lead Story Prime all these and other matters in relation to potholes. I'm Nika Lewis for Lead Story. Stay tuned for the most credible news here in Jamaica on CVM TV, CVM News at 7.
Every time you are link with a condom, coulda Ozzy, coulda wife, coulda be a random. Do it for your best life.
The time by the Ministry of Health and Wellness is
12 p.m.
It's Thursday, February 13, 2025. Welcome to CVM News at Noon. I'm Courtney Lewis. It's Thursday, February 13, marking the ceremonial opening of Parliament and the beginning of the 2025 to 2026 parliamentary year. Our news team spoke with supporters of the governing Jamaica Labour Party who expressed confidence in their party leader.
Everything already. That's right. The water, the light, and the young people, the housing, the mad people, in touch everything.
Indigent.
You understand? It is all inclusive. So we're not expecting more because they already done more and more is expected to come.
That's right.
So we're happy with them. And third term we are taking to them.
Third term.
You understand? It's a third term. Clear. We don't have no competition. You understand? See there? We don't have no competition.
No carbon copy.
Madwoman attack, we don't have the competition. Talk to, we don't have the competition. Simple. He's very good at what he's doing, and I'm going to appreciate him Parliament here and people them. They have him back, and we have him side and him foot and him head and him hand and him nose. We have all the hand too, and we say show us straight. And we are taking to them. No apology. We win already.
Give the people a house and give them water and work. He's doing all the things this year for the people. He's going to win. Andrew's going to win third term. He's going to get a third term. He's doing a lot of good work.
However, People's National Party supporters strongly disagreed.
What? Yeah, the third time from going now. No third term. No way, darling. The third time now.
The problem of overcrowding in hospitals persists, with chronically ill patients occupying more bed space. But the opposition spokesperson on health says should they assume power, they will implement greater primary health care to solve the problem of overcrowding.
Now, what we are envisioning is that we are going to try and move out those patients from the hospital, not physically, but we're going to stop them from seeking treatment at the hospital by addressing the root causes of the diseases at the primary care level. Meaning that we know that about a third of Jamaicans are hypertensive, about 15% are diabetic, and yet half of these people don't know that they have high blood pressure or they have diabetes. We want to implement mass screening programs for the population to screen for cancers, diabetes, high blood pressure. We want to empower the community health aides so that they're going out into the communities, not to just check on patients to see whether or not they're coming to clinic, but to actually check and see what their glucose control is like, what their blood pressure control is like. Because when you control the pressure in their homes, that is one less stroke that is coming to the hospital to cause overcrowding and potential loss of life for them.
As talks of developing stronger cybersecurity systems continue, experts weigh in on the challenges presented to bring ideas to life. Founder and CEO of Lumu Technologies, Ricardo Villadiego, says implementation of policies is much more technical than the development phase.
So going into the topic of how regulations are evolving, I don't envy the regulators and the legislators in cybersecurity. And I don't want to step on anyone's toes, but it's a really, really complex problem today. It is complex because attacks and cybercrime have the ability to evolve infinitely, while regulation, as my friend Delano here says, have to play catch up. How long it takes to build a new regulator framework to life? It takes between 6 to 12 months if we are lucky, right? How long does it take to a cyber criminal to evolve an attack? It takes less than 1 minute.
A 48-hour curfew is in effect for sections of Hopewell, Hanover, following the fatal police shooting of 34-year-old Andre Garvey on Wednesday. Police say a pistol and several rounds of ammunition were seized during the incident on Camp Road. The curfew, which began at 6 p.m. Wednesday, will remain in place until 6 p.m. Friday. It extends north from the entrance of Camp Road along Camp Main Road to the back of Church Lane, east from the back of Church Lane along the roadway to the entrance of Macquarie, south from the entrance of Church Lane along Macquarie Main Road to the entrance of Macquarie District, and west from the main entrance of Macquarie along Bamboo Drive to the main entrance of Camp District. Residents must remain indoors unless authorized by the ground commander. Head of the Police Area 5, Acting Commissioner ACP Christopher Phillips, is urging communities to partner with law enforcement to help reduce the effect of dons in their area. This after he notes the myriad of seizures and arrests following a series of special crime-fighting measures in St. Catherine. More in this report.
In late January, a state of public emergency was announced in several police divisions, among them St. Catherine South and later in St. Catherine North. ACP Christopher Phillips shared the many successes from the special measure saturated with targeted operations.
On conclusion of the state of public emergency, the results are as follows. There were multiple operational activities, a number of targeted raids and snap raids and investigations that were carried out in the St. Catherine South Division for the period. And for St. Catherine South Division, 2 firearms, to include 1 M16 rifle, were seized along with 9 ammunition. A total of 51 persons were detained. Of that, 4 were charged, and I will highlight those who were charged and some of the offenses.
Though a relatively small list, the charges were many.
Damian Todd and Karen Hacker, OC Killerheads, both charged for the offense of murder. This in relation to the triple murder in Central Village that you are aware of, and possession of prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. Ricardo Thompson, OC Poogie, Taros and Goatman, charged for the offense of unlawful possession of property. Devon Butler, OC Ratty, charged with the offense of wounding with intent, possession of prohibited weapon, and unauthorized possession of ammunition.
A similar approach was reportedly taken in the Northern Division, which resulted in even more charges being laid.
From those activities, 1 stolen motor vehicle recovered, 2 motor vehicles seized, 5 firearms were recovered along with 72 ammunition. 60 persons were detained. Of that, 14 were charged. And it is important that I highlight for you some of those significant arrests. Glendon Amos, O.C. Bull, who was wanted for murder by the St. Catherine North Police, was charged. Kevin McCallum, music producer of Beacon Hill, Thompson Pen, charged for wounding with intent, possession of prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, using a firearm to commit a felony.
The list and the litany of charges continued, but what became more evident for the police was the need for continued vigilance in the space and partnership.
Those who are out there who are interested in donship, I would recommend that they seek to establish structured neighborhood watch programs where the police can be involved and will be directly involved in community development. We are appealing to the citizens to work together in partnership with the police on the Assault on Gangs initiative to secure a better future for our children and our families. This partnership is most urgent and needs action now.
Trisha Gay Kelly, CVM News.
And with that, we take a quick break. More news at noon when we return.
Jamaica is your conformance testing partner with over 54 years of serving Jamaican businesses. Our world-class lab testing services ensure the safety of your food and commodities that you take to market. We are positioned as a business enabler, driving business development, competitiveness, trade, and ensuring consumer safety. We have 5 times the capacity to test over other local labs, plus 10 labs with accredited tests and calibration. We set the standard that promotes safety to consumers in a number of industries, including food processing, agriculture, and construction, having tested over 57,000 products on average annually and growing.
Hi, my name is Valton Gooden and I'm the Executive Director of the Bureau of Standards. Let us take your products from lab to market.
Sports should be fun. Sports should be interesting. Sports should be entertaining. Sports should be riveting. This is CVM Sports. I'm Jordan Freight.
Reggae is global. Reggae is everywhere.
Yeah, reggae is my life, you know, because if I wasn't reggae, I don't shop, I don't know what I thing did or something.
We have something which the world crave even right now. Reggae is internationally known.
I am a Jamaican.
Welcome back. It's time now for a discussion segment. Medical Dr. Elon Thompson, Delano Saveright, Senior Advisor and Strategist in the Ministry of Tourism, and a senior member of the Jamaica Labour Party's Communication Task Force, Marlon Morgan, have been named as new appointments to the Senate. Joining us now to give reactions to these changes is political commentator Lloyd B. Smith. Welcome, sir. All right. So let's start by asking, what do you make of the new appointments to the Senate, and are you satisfied? Mr. Smith, you're muted. Mr. Smith, are you hearing me? All right, Mr. Smith, we just love if you would unmute your mic for us.
that better?
Yes, lovely. I'm
Hello?
hearing you wonderfully now. Welcome.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Sorry
what do
about
you
it. Yeah.
make of the new appointments to the Senate?
It's primarily cosmetic at this stage because we are on the eve of a general election, a very crucial one. And I think what is significant for me is that the appointment of Delano Silverite to the Senate, considering that he has aspirations to become a member of parliament, it is somewhat strange that he's now placed in the Senate. If you juxtapose that against the fact that one of the persons that has demitted his senatorship in order to go and run in a Clarendon seat from all indications, and then we're having the reverse where Mr. Sebright is now going to be a senator. So from a political standpoint, that I find very intriguing. Is it that Mr. Sebright may not, in fact, be getting the blessings of the party for Carl Zamuda's seat? But then that remains to be seen. Outside of that, as I said, at this point in time, these appointments are primarily cosmetic. It's to fill space. Clearly, the Prime Minister, if he should win the next election, would perhaps have a different slate of senators based on his overall agenda in terms of government policy, and of course the major issue being constitutional reform and going towards the whole business of becoming a republic.
Right. So what qualities do these gentlemen bring to the upper house?
Well, overall, well, in the case of Delano Silverite, he has played a very pivotal role alongside Edmund Bartlett in the tourism ministry. He has been very high profile, and he comes with a lot of credibility and so on. And overall, outside of the intrigue surrounding his aspirations for Carl Zamuda's seat, I think he's a good choice, undoubtedly so, based on his political history so far and what he has to offer. I don't know much about the goodly doctor. In the case of Marlon Morgan, it seems to me that he's being rewarded. He's one of the most faithful loyalists and soldiers to Andrew Holness. And I suspect in this case he's being elevated to give him more clout in the party and in the wider society as a JLP operative.
So does this move have any impact at all ahead of the general election?
No, I don't think so. As I said in my previous comments, this move is primarily cosmetic. It is what we say in politics, interregnum. It's because it comes at a time when the major issue is winning the next election, and it's important for the Prime Minister to have his full complement of senators because there are some crucial bits of legislation that may have to be passed in due course, and it would be important for his side of the Senate to have sufficient members in place so as to maintain and ensure a two-thirds majority, as the case may be.
So, sir, how do you feel about the ceremonial opening of Parliament? It's happening now. Have you caught any of it?
Yes, latterly I caught the last part of it. Again, it's a vestige of our colonial past, you know, I really don't see where we should continue that particular way of doing things. The throne speech, to me, is somewhat archaic, and having the Governor General or his representative speaking and we are having these pounding of the desks, it is somewhat comical. I think we need to move away from that kind of approach. It is something that we have inherited from our colonial masters, and we should now be revisiting the whole matter of how Parliament functions and what happens at the opening of Parliament. There needs to be some radical changes. What's happening now, it is boring, and it serves no useful purpose apart from maybe highlighting what the government has done and will be doing.
Well, thank you so much. That was political commentator Lloyd B. Smith. To international news now. In Germany, at least 20 people, including children, are reported injured after a man drove a car into a group of people. The incident happened in Munich during a rally organized by the German trade union. More from Al Jazeera.
At least 20 people are reported injured after a man drove a car into a group of people in Munich. A major police operation is currently underway. US Vice President and the Ukrainian President are expected to arrive in Munich later on Thursday for a security meeting. Well, Dominic Kane joins us from the city of Wetzlar in central Germany. Dominic, what more can you tell us about this that's really unfolded in the last hour or so?
Yeah, the incident happened at 9:32 GMT in the centre of Munich when a white Mini Cooper car